Welcome to AhfurPodSake with me, Declan, and my co-host Stephen, where I have to listen to him talk a lot of shite.
And I have to listen to him talk a lot of shite.
So now you can listen to us all talk a lot of shite.
Start off then, so what's your favourite movie?
Well, it all depends. Like, if you're going through genres and stuff like that, then I've got maybe 101 different movies that I
I
love.
can agree with that, to be fair. Different movies.
Classic
different
guy
moods,
answer. It's Die Hard, isn't it?
innit? Die Hard. And
Covers
there's still the controversy over whether it's a Christmas film or
No
not.
controversy, it is a Christmas
I don't
movie.
agree with that, but we can talk about that later.
No, well, we'll debate that right now. Like, how is it not a Christmas movie?
Well, how is it a Christmas movie?
No, I'm asking
Because
you.
it's
You
based
have to
at
prove
Christmas,
it's not.
you're saying it's a Christmas movie?
It's based at Christmas. The music in it is to do with Christmas.
Aye, that's because it's at
There's a
Christmas.
big
It's just that doesn't
Christmas
mean
tree.
it's a Christmas movie. There's Christmas trees in lots of films.
There's
even in Christmas
genuinely
films.
a part in it that references Santa Claus whenever he gets a machine gun. Ho ho ho! Now I've got a machine gun. There you go, Christmas movie.
Oh, DVD, man.
Sorted.
DVD. Right, okay.
So it is also my favourite Christmas movie as well.
Aye.
What about yourself then, mate?
Probably, well, again, same answer to yourself. I think there's a lot of different films that I really like. My favourite probably is Labyrinth. Got a big thing for David Bowie, man. So I think that's definite. I mean, that was way before my time. So how I even managed to watch it in the first place for it to become my favourite, I don't actually know.
It is a classic.
Aye, so it was 1986 it was brought out. So that's like fucking 9 years before I was even born, do you know what I mean? But I think we had it in a VHS though. So when I was younger, it was just something that I watched, and obviously it's quite catchy, it's quite mental to the film, man. So I ended up getting too
There's
used
some
to it.
songs in it, isn't there?
Yeah, don't even get me started, man. I'll end up getting carried away.
So what would you say is your favourite genre movie?
Probably, well, I don't know, man, like action comedy is probably, because there's a film, This Means War. I don't know if you've seen that.
Tom Hardy.
It's exactly the one, mate. That's exactly the one. It's an
Still
absolute
think that
cracking
finished
film,
wrong.
man. It finished wrong.
Finished wrong.
I kind of understand, but I don't know, man. I think it's open to opinion, isn't it?
I think it's just because I prefer Tom Hardy as an actor. Like,
Rather than Chris Pine.
I
I
actually
agree with
went
that
to
one.
the cinema to see that.
Did you actually?
Yeah.
Oh no, I watched it on a Fire Stick.
I went to cinema to see it. I get dragged there with an ex.
Oh well, that's fair enough. Sometimes you can't avoid those situations, man.
That's true. We won't bring her up though. But anyway, moving on. So your favourite is either action or comedy?
Action or comedy, aye, definitely. What about yourself?
I'd probably say comedy's up there. Obviously, like the Marvel movies, stuff like that. But I'd say I'm just a big horror guy.
Horror
Like,
guy.
I just love horror.
I used to like a lot of them when I was younger, and see watching them, they became very predictable, so I kind of stopped watching them. But see, to be honest, my heart probably couldn't take it, man. And if I had to watch them now, I'd end up in the hospital. Honestly, I've not seen a lot. The last horror film I seen was about two wee lassies who get abandoned in like a fucking hut in the middle of the woods.
Mama.
Aye, and they get to meet, and then this fucking ghost figure.
Mama.
Aye, exactly. It's that. It was mental, man. It wasn't scary, but it was a bit pretty fucking mental, to be fair, man.
Jessica Chastain's in that as well. She's the woman.
Couldn't even tell you who that is, mate.
And your man that plays Jamie Lannister, can't remember his name, Nikolai Wolster.
Nah, no idea. I was a big movie guy for ages and ages and ages. I watched movies. I would watch like multiple movies in one night, and then it just got to a point where I just stopped. That's it. So I've probably last film I watched was the first Thor, which was probably about maybe a month ago, and that's like the first film I've watched in God knows how long, man, like years.
Disney Plus on that PlayStation now.
Ah,
so
no,
you can
no,
watch
gives
it
me some
all.
options, man. Gives me some options. A couple of good ones on YouTube on that, not
You said you liked horrors and stuff like that when you were younger, so what was your favourite horror movie? What's your favourite
Chucky.
scary movie?
Definitely Chucky, man. Has to be Chucky. It's a fucking brilliant film, man. That's, see, in my household it was split as to who liked it and who didn't like it. So I've got 5 brothers, and it was my second oldest brother that introduced it to me, and I quite liked it, but the one that's just older than me hated it, couldn't stand it. So the my youngest, they were frightened any time on the telly, whether it's me sitting front and centre just waiting to see the action.
And
Absolutely incredible, man.
you genuinely know like a lassie, when we were in primary 7, was it primary 7? Might be primary 6, right? But she used to have a collection of, what do you call them? Thingy doll,
Chucky
porcelain
dolls.
dolls.
My mum
Right.
had them all for years, man.
And I mean, like, obviously, we'd all been around each other's houses because we all
Aye.
stayed locally, but went into hers and I mean, it was a wall of porcelain dolls.
Terrifying as it is to man, like, it actually gave you the fear. My mum used to have quite a few of them for years and years and years, and they used to sit above her bed, so it was like a big unit, so the bed sat in the middle and the unit would go all the way across, and they used to sit up the top, man, and honest to
I
God,
don't see the appeal in them at all. But
honest to God, man.
she got all of them. She watched like half an hour of Child's Play. And her mum and dad had to bin them off.
Oh, no way, man. I don't blame her for that one, to be fair, because see, if you didn't like it, I mean, it's not so much a horror movie, it's just more gruesome than anything else, because it's just a lot of gore. That's
It's a
literally
slasher
it.
movie.
Aye, there's no like fright moments in it
No,
like
well,
that.
pure Glasgow uni then.
Aye, pure
It's a slasher
slasher. It's a
movie.
pure slasher. That's not a bunk machine.
That's
It's
not
a
Glasgow
fence.
uni.
I know, I keep thinking this for a minute then, man.
Jesus. But I'd say like Child's Play's up there. It is definitely what when it comes to slasher franchises, I'd say Child's Play's definitely in the top 3.
Oh, 100%.
Maybe
man.
top 4 because I know like people automatically say that Friday the 13th
Aye.
should be in there, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. More a fan of Jason as opposed to.
I've
his
not seen it
franchise.
in a while, to be fair, man. I've not seen it in a while. I was terrified as Freddy Krueger when I was a wee guy, because that's my mum used to always threaten us with, if you don't do this, I'll get Freddy Krueger. You're like, no. No joke, I know. That's terrifying, man. I've Maggie Murphy. I don't know if you've ever remembered Maggie Murphy. If that's ever in, do you ever remember Maggie Murphy? Was that ever said to you? No. So my granny stays in Gaffarmlet, right? There's a big water tower,
Right.
and anytime we went over to see her, if you're misbehaving in the motor, because you're obviously wee and you're just going nuts in the car with your brothers, right? It's just the way to
Right.
say it. Just don't start behaving, I'll drop you off at Maggie Murphy. And it was just this random, but it was just a water tower, that was it, man, but it was just like abandoned. So it
just
was
a
only
random
people in
woman's
it,
name,
aye.
and you expected us
Maggie
to
Murphy.
remember
Yeah,
that
Maggie
random
Murphy.
woman.
Oh, it was mental, man, honestly. Like, see, as a wee guy, you were genuinely petrified. It was so funny, man.
Oh, I know.
Looking
It's like-
back, it's quite funny, but
And well, I grew up in Langone, and I was right across from the sports centre. We
Uh-huh.
used to hang about in like the wee wooded areas there, and genuinely like we
At the bumps.
there was no, it was before the bumps actually. It was within the fence, but there was the urban myth of the Bushman, and everyone had seen him, but not really.
his name wasn't Zohan, was it?
Oh, but genuinely, man, it was.
The bush.
No, it was just the Bushman. Like, if you're in there by yourself, he'll take you away and all that jazz.
Aye, no, definitely, man. Similar to Maggie Murphy. That was a threatening from a parent as opposed to just a legend or a myth. Didn't really know any of them growing up there, to be honest, man. The church at Bartonsill Road used to be, people used to always say that was haunted, but
I have no idea what that is.
so see when you're coming down towards Burgady and you got that back road that takes you up these doors,
Aye.
big church on that road there. Pass it on the train when you're going to Glasgow. Blair Hill.
I'll remember that for the next time we talk
Yeah,
about it.
exactly, that's fair enough.
When we're doing a haunted special. But cause we used to like be shite scared of the Kirk as well.
The Kirk, I don't think I've seen that. What's the Kirk?
Up in
Oh, is that, is that an actual place? Like that film?
no, the Kirk is
So what's the Kirk?
it's up in Henderson Street. You'll know it if you've seen it. It's like
Oh,
the
is
big
it the
round-
abandoned?
Aye.
Right, that's next to Dundown.
Yeah.
I know exactly
Ugh.
where you're at.
Like even walking by it now, I still get chills. Like it's just.
I've never been
terrifying.
in it, to be fair. I've never ever been in it.
I
I've
would.
been past it.
I don't think you can actually go inside it. Right, I'm pretty sure it's.
I mean, hop the
condemned.
fences. So you
I
could, to be
wouldn't,
fair.
still wouldn't. Like on the inside,
but
it's
it's
supposed to
swallowed
be
up in
like
them, man.
collapsed floors and everything. Like, I would never
too
take
risky.
the chance. And
So then you
there's-
see all these videos on Facebook when you got your reels, and I'm not even joking, man. Like you're watching ones of people who buy houses in America, and there's hidden doorways that just take them into like underground passages.
Oh,
Absolutely nuts, man.
talking about the Kirk, my granda was telling me about this story, right? Saying whenever he was younger, him and his mates thought it would be funny to climb up the top of the Kirk with a white sheet so that they could pretend it was haunted. So they got up the top, and one of them had the white sheet over it, and a wee woman across the road seen it and thought it was a banshee.
A bunch.
She collapsed on the spot. She survived.
Aye, that's
She's
it.
probably dead now. She is
Aye.
probably dead now.
No
but
elderly people were
this was
harmed in the
about-
making of this podcast.
yes, they harmed well before it, because this was about 60 years ago.
That's fair enough.
Still. Anyway, back to movies. Yeah,
So, what would you say is the worst film you've ever seen if you think about everything
Son of
you've
the Mask.
watched? Son of the Mask. So, I don't think I've actually seen that, to be honest.
No.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Like I've not actually seen that. I've seen The Mask, and then that's it. I've not seen anything after that. I've
It's see everything you love about the mask.
Aye, they just rip it.
It destroys it.
Apparently Jim Carrey's not even in it, is he?
No.
He has
Jim
the
Carrey
mask.
is not in it.
Yeah, it's fair enough, man.
He's not in it. They have a plasticky looking mask on the guy when he's got it on, which he's only got it on for like 5 minutes of the full movie. The rest is a CGI baby and a CGI dog fighting each other.
What's a CGI?
Oh, computer generated image.
Ah, right, okay. That's a bit like Jaws, the first Jaws.
Oh, first
Jaws
Jaws
attacking the boat, and it's like a projector screen of a shark just diagonally moving
No,
towards the boat.
you're thinking about Jaws 3.
Is that what that one's in?
happens in. Like the original Jaws is famous for not using the shark
Aye.
apart from
Right,
like
okay.
certain bits because it was just a big mechanical monstrosity.
Yeah.
Called Bruce.
Bruce. Bruce the shark. Alright, Bruce.
Fish are friends.
What were we talking about?
That's social media.
Oh, aye, right. So there was literally like no, and there was no start, middle, or end to this film. There was no plot at all. Like we sat and watched an hour and a half of a movie that was just literally people walking about on their phones, and it was completely, what's the word, anticlimactic. Because as I say, the write-ups were fantastic. Well, not fantastic, but they were pretty decent. I'm looking at you going, that could be a decent film, man. It actually turned to be completely pants. So disappointed, man.
Was it more like a documentary sort of thing, or
Was it an
just...
actual film?
I'm kind of glad that I've passed this by.
Honestly a load of instantaneous, man, I'm not gonna lie. It was not worth it. I wish I could get the hour and a half back. Definitely better things I could have spent my time, man.
Oh well then. I know not to go and see that.
Oh no, it was years ago, mate. It was absolutely years ago. I don't think that'll be coming back around anytime soon.
You never know, mate. Like, everything's getting remade now.
Yeah, well, that's true. Because it's that Top Gun came out to say that there's having a remake, is it no? Is it a sequel? Right, okay. I thought it was just a remake of the original one.
Of the original.
Oh, well, you know, see, I've seen it, but I can't remember it. Like, I prefer Connery over Top Gun.
I think it was just like early Tom Cruise movies. I didn't really have
a big interest in it, apart from Mission Impossibles, because they were pretty classic, man.
I wouldn't really class them as like early Tom Cruise. I would
That was
class
the first
Top
one,
Gun
maybe the
as like-
second one probably. Because that was right at the start. He'd done maybe 2 notable movies before it was Mission Impossible.
Yeah, well, it was in Risky Business. And, what's the one? Give me the money, show me the money. What was that again?
Can't even remember the name of it, man.
Whatever. But Tom Cruise.
Great guy.
I know him. I know him. But it's decent, but he's not my.
It's definitely not somebody that you would point out as your favourite actor. Like, I would definitely go with a Tom Hanks, Men, Women and Children. Is that the film he was in? No. It's one of his earlier films. No.
Rubbish film.
Was that was the film. That was the one that was absolutely pants. That was the shit one.
So it's not called Social Media?
No, but it was about social media. That's what it was about.
Right.
So there's a film that I quite liked. It was called.
Disclaimer: if there is a movie called Social Media, it might
It's
actually
probably
be decent.
better. I think that one's actually the one about Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook.
That's a social network.
Oh, there you go. Right. I knew it was supposed to be something. I thought it would make a mistake.
I thought that's what you were talking about.
No. That's
a
quite
decent
good, man.
movie.
Actually, I didn't mean that one. That was alright, man.
I mean, it's a lot of shite full of a lot of shite. 'Cause it just makes Mark Zuckerberg out to be a fucking great guy, but I'm not saying he's a bad guy. No, I don't know him personally, so
I couldn't even make a comment. To
I just know he's very robotic in his delivery of things.
Aye, because you watch him in court all the time defending actions on Facebook about mainly false information and politicians, because it's always in the Senate.
Oh, fucking wanna.
Mental. But it's massive though, like Facebook is ginormous. It's going to be pretty hard to monitor absolutely everything that goes on, man.
Understatement of fucking century. Facebook is massive.
Enormous.
Aye, it's like the jungle. It's massive.
Massive.
Aye. Moving on for that, we can look at. You're saying about Facebook. Like, I'd say I never really bothered with Instagram before.
See, I kind of agree with that. Like I've got
I
it.
focus on it more now. I don't know if it's because I've been doing stuff for this.
Aye, possibly. I mean, just because
I
of
think it's
using
a
both
better
platforms,
setup.
but kind of agree. But obviously, it's just posting pictures. It's literally all it is. So you're not having like actual posts and listening to all the shit off people. Because half the shit on Facebook is literally a load of instantaneous.
Does anybody know a gardener?
What time does B&Q shut? Oh, Google will tell you that, no? Honest to God, man,
It's the ones like what you were talking about one the other day. It was like a comment get left, but then a private message was sent and they commented again. Was it your gran or something like that?
Oh no, that was so when I was a wee guy, they'd put a poster up in school, so it was promoting the efficiency of electricity, right? And the switch on there was a picture of a switch on the wall, and the quote on the switch was, "How would you feel if someone turned you on and left you?" So I found it quite funny being a pubescent teenager and thought it would be good to put it, but a pre-pubescent teenager, and thought I'd put it on Facebook, and my granny commented on it saying, "I know the feeling." And I was like, what the fuck? That's no joke, man. So I'm on the phone to my mum, like, "Mum, I can't believe my granny's just done." She's like, "What are you talking about?" I says, "Just posted this on Facebook." She's like, "Just having a laugh, trying to wind you up." I was like, "That's not acceptable, man. I can't have that. I need to delete this." She's like, "You can't. It's your granny." Oh, it's the comment did get took down, and it was supposed to be made in good faith, but I thought, no, my pals will not take it that way, man. It was so funny. My granny's such a wind-up merchant, she honestly is, man. She's actually so funny. Her sense of humour is next to none. It really is, man.
Yeah.
She'll catch you out definitely after a few times, man.
Well, your granny's at home sitting on the washing machine.
No, that's not my gran, man. I thought your granny was looking a bit shaky this morning.
Yeah, she's getting old.
Oh.
Got to get kicked somewhere, man. Anyway, let's not talk about that.
Nah, I think that bit could possibly get taken out, man.
No, we're keeping it in.
Oh no, that's giving me the feeling now, man.
Keeping it in. But aye. So if you were going to design a social network, how would you design it?
Mate, I wouldn't even know where to start. I would bring Bebo back. Bebo was fucking class, man.
Oh,
You could have a song on your page, people.
Oh.
You would go, somebody would do your bio, your right to do my profile for me, and your blood. If you give me 2 love, I'll do it for you. That's fine.
Do me a skin, will you?
Oh, here, mate, I used to make skins.
I'll be honest with you, mate. I'm not saying anything. But see, genuinely, and this isn't a joke. I think it was about 10 years ago now, something like that. No, it wouldn't have been 10 years ago. Maybe about 7 or 8 years ago, right? I thought, I'll have a laugh, I'll jump in and see how my Bebo's doing. Somebody fucking logged into my Bebo and said I was dead.
Do you know, see, in all fairness, I know something that happened to you as well. It wasn't you, but somebody done that in my schools. I mean, so I did, genuinely. I can't remember for the life of me who done it. I need to find that out.
One if I'd made a friend on Bebo, and they were going, oh, I wonder how Declan's dead.
Aye, Declan's dead. Right. It's like I seen it at Friends with Ross.
Huh.
When they put it out, I think it's no Chandler. Is it Chandler, isn't it? Chandler it does it, aye. I think one person turns up.
No, it's a crowd that turns up, because that lassie, mine.
I think that's the one I was
That's
thinking.
why he comes running out of the room, because the lassie
I'm not dead! Oh, that's brilliant, man.
Genuinely, I think that's one of the best input lines of that full thing, is just him walking in with a cat. I'm dead!
It's Missy Goldberg.
Missy Goldberg.
Who comes and she's
Is it?
the
Missy Goldberg.
Aye.
I
Are
genuinely
you
think
the only one
going,
person, man? Are you the only one?
yeah,
Thanks for the fact check. The Friends expert.
Dictionary corner. But aye.
Nah, I think I've genuinely watched Friends over and over. It's on Comedy Central 24/7.
It's,
Comedy Central.
I don't even know if
Extra,
it's still
I
on
think it is, man.
Netflix. I actively avoid
I
it.
don't know actually, to be fair, man. Like, it's one of those ones, like, when I'm sitting watching, if I'm relaxing, it's always Still Game I put on. Still Game, or depending if I'm watching it at Telefriends, because I always put it on YouTube, to be fair.
I'm more a
but
podcast guy. Like, I can't really. I'll sit and watch a series if I want to watch it. See, like comedy series and that. I'll watch them, but I won't put them on for something to just listen to, if you know what I mean.
See, I'm just used to it in the Still Game, man. Like, putting the theme tune is like my lullaby to go to sleep. So it's probably just me and my dreams gone. People have to know.
That sounds like you, to be fair.
Oh, definitely. I'm going to get my cup in the now, man.
What too, Isa?
Ate two? I never ate two anything.
We're not turning this into fucking Still Game.
I'll end up getting carried away with
You're
that
not
now,
fucking
to be fair, man. Honestly, I'm the world's worst for it, so I'm every second word that comes out my mouth. So, what I wanted to ask you about as well is your favourite comedian. I think this is quite a broad one to look at because Tom Segura, right, fair enough, man. And see, the only comedians that I really listen to, like headline comedians, so Lee
Tom
Evans
Segura
is my favourite, man. Aye, but in comparison, I would say he's
Tom
not as big.
Segura.
He's not as big as Lee Evans, but
Fuck off, mate. Like, Tom Segura is one of the biggest comedians on the planet.
aye, but is he sold out at stadiums?
Yes.
Wembley, 90 million people. Fuck, 90,000
I
people.
don't think he's sold out a 90 million stadium.
Nah, I
I'll
don't
give you
think
that.
Kenny is, man.
I don't think Lee Evans has either.
Nah, probably not, man. Nah, that's just personal preference for me. And I think Lee
No,
Evans is
like, I
fantastic.
say
He's definitely
that,
my
like,
favourite.
probably, like, looking at it now, like, I've changed a lot over the last year with it.
Yeah.
Because I kind of went away from British comedy and went to just, like, watching Americans.
I think because they're a lot more brash. Same with Australians, like they talk so straight. They don't
like
give a
Jim
shit.
Jeffries is up there with one of my favourites. Comes to British comedy, it's a bit different because obviously you've got like Paul Smith, Adam Rowe, Dan Nightingale. Like you probably don't know who they are, do you? But
I know some of them.
they're the ones who are like they are there now. Do you know what I mean? Like people think about like Manford
What
and stuff
comedies
like that.
well, that's it. Whereas I would still look at the likes of
Jason Manford,
people who
John Bishop.
that are on the actual telly, if that makes sense.
I would see I think that's the big problem that British comedy's got.
It doesn't really widen its variety. To be fair.
See, if you look at Mock the Week back in the day, it was who's the funniest people
Who's
on
up and coming.
apart from Andy Parsons, but that's
And probably Frankie Boyle.
fuck off, Frankie Boyle.
That's his class one.
See, genuinely, like, you look at it now, like, see if you were to watch an episode of Mock the Week, you'd be going, right, who's that? Alright. They're just
I
filling
kind of
a
agree
role.
with
It's just
that.
filling
I
out
kind
the
of agree. You
quota.
maybe get you get your usuals that are on, so you do, and then that's
Like,
literally it, man.
I'm
Like
a
Andy
massive
Parsons
Ed Byrne fan.
and,
I like Dara Breen, obviously he's the host, so you can't get rid of him, right? But see if you want to have an Irish comedian on it, they just pick Ed Byrne. Whereas you could have Vittorio Angeloni in there, you could have like so many other people, and they just go, nah, Ed Byrne. He's Dara's mate.
So who's Ed Byrne? Oh, he's the one with the long hair and the glasses.
Yeah.
I know exactly who he is. That's he's not even really that funny, to be honest, man.
Right.
I mean, some of his bits are alright. Some of his bits are quite decent, but I'm not a massive
find
fan.
him very
Mate.
funny.
I'm not a massive fan.
Eh,
Couple of one-liners are quite good, and another one that I got a bit bored with, to be honest. Same way, who's the guy on the panel with the crazy hair? That is just.
Milton Jones.
Aye. No, he's like fucking hot and cold to me. Sometimes he's brilliant. Some of the stuff he hits out with is just class, and most of the time it's just a load of shit. Something you expect your granddad to say when you walk in the house.
But that's it's
I know that's
comedy,
his thing,
do you know
but
what
it's
I mean?
just.
I wouldn't say like it's what your granddad would hit out with. It's just like he's an absurdist comic, so it's like he's looking at it, will say something that's just the daftest thing that you're thinking. And you go, alright, like he had a bit on Mock the Week which was just talking about his grandfathers, and he went through about 5 of them, and you, alright, I can see how that's funny if you think about it, but it's like you don't think about it sometimes, and it doesn't click with some people.
It's just just don't resonate with it. No.
But like, genuinely, in Britain now, I don't know if it's just because I prefer going to like comedy, like live nights.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean?
Aye.
Like, you've got people, as I was saying, like Adam Rowe. You've got people like Vittorio Angeloni.
I know Adam Rowe, but I don't know the second.
Vittorio is the one when showed you the thing about it was the difference between Catholics and Protestants.
Oh, that guy's great actually. Right, fair play to you.
He's got a live show at the Fringe this year, and I'm fucking raging because I don't think I'm going to get tickets for it. But
that's pretty class to be fair, man. That'd be pretty good.
Like,
I think he's it with land well in Scotland.
yeah, like he's put our stuff in his Insta story and stuff like that. I'm like, I think he's class. Again, discovered him through Have a Word, but genuinely, man,
just for that, guys.
the amount of people that I've never really thought about, but then watch them through, like Have a Word. You go, oh, that guy seems sound, and you watch his comedy. He's fucking hilarious.
He's actually really good. So that's I do like Adam Rowe, to be fair. I think he's quite funny, man. He's definitely my favourite video. It really, really is, man. Like you introduced me to that.
You fucking shot yourself when he opened his eye, didn't you? So you got them, and you've got other guys who I just think they're underappreciated by wider audiences. Obviously, like they're part of a circuit and stuff like that.
Well, that's it, I think, but you only really see what people on TV want you to see, and that's the
That's
thing,
the
man.
problem.
Like,
That's what I like about YouTube and internet. It's
it
like,
gives you a lot more options, and there's probably more people watching it. To be fair, at times, man.
sure,
watch certain
you have
things.
to look at like Hot Water. blew up because of like Facebook videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Obviously they were getting big before
but
that.
kind of like emphasised them a lot more.
Made them
Power
huge.
of social media,
and that's how.
man.
Look at Paul Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Like genuinely, I would never have heard about him if it wasn't for stuff like
Who's
that.
Paul Smith again?
He's the one that does the comparing. See, you look on the screen right now. He's the one that's standing next to Adam.
Ah, right. Oh, aye, right. Okay, brilliant.
Yeah, I But, like I just like see. I don't know if it's just like I just got a soft spot for compares, like how quick they are with crowds and stuff.
Aye.
Like, obviously, a lot of comedians are. Like, see, genuinely, if I won the Euro Millions, mate, I know I've talked about buying a football club, right?
The open a comedy club.
I would love to open a comedy club.
What would you call it? The laugh shack.
They're all called stuff like that. Like, you have to do something different, don't you? I don't know.
It's not
What
really
could I
something
call
you
it?
thought through.
I've not really thought it through, I'll be honest with you. I'll just buy the Heritage. The Heritage Comedy Nights. Alicia's Attic, that's just called the Attic now.
Hey, well, that's it, the comedy attic.
Ah, there you go.
The fun house. No, there's probably one called that somewhere, man.
Probably fucking trademarked and all. I don't know. Well, if I win the Euro Millions, you will find out.
Ah, 100%, man, absolutely.
I'll call it Ahfur
I think
Podsake.
that's going to be soon.
Yeah, I might fucking win it tomorrow night. It's not on the night, tomorrow night.
Nah, but on Friday tomorrow.
Yeah, it's on Friday.
I thought it was the Wednesday and the Saturday.
No, that's a normal lottery.
Right.
Euro Millions is the one worth putting on.
I don't do a lot of these, man. Don't do them at all.
It's a fool's lottery. It's a fool's tax. Sorry, it's a fool's lottery. It's a fool's lottery, but still.
Aye, because the chances of winning it are winning like, what?
A couple of billion. But
nuts, man.
you win it. I mean, like, imagine
It's
walking about
literally
with
just
100
luck.
million in your bank.
Oh, definitely, man. I watched a documentary a good while ago, and it was about a lassie, 17-year-old, or 18 she would have been actually, because obviously it's lottery, to be 18. No, you'd be 16, so she would have been 17 actually, aye. She won £1 million on a lottery. 17-year-old, lived in a council flat.
Fuck her.
And she bought a house, and that's she was always around family, always had people there, so she was quite happy. Won the million, got a house, and then became lonely. Because all that people wanted was money, and that was basically it. That's all people came to for. That's what she just kept saying. There you go.
Where's she from?
Edinburgh.
I'll be up.
That's funny, man. I mean, granted, it was a while ago, but you feel kind of sorry for them because let's see if you won $1 million.
I don't.
Like, I would honestly. I mean, a couple of $100,000.
Nah, I'm saying I
100,000.
don't. Like, you would feel sorry for somebody else that must be lonely.
Oh, 100%.
You don't know who's an actual mate, and they're just hangers on.
Yeah, well, that's it. Absolutely, man.
Can happen. Yeah.
I mean, see if you had a lot of money, you wouldn't really care because you've got a lot of money. $1 million's not a lot these days, man. It's really not.
It's
Think
the
about
fucking
it.
us, though.
It is. I know it's kind of a lot of money to us, but if you think of how things like inflation's nuts, the amount of prices of things are crazy. Like if you look at the house market down in London, to buy a 1-bedroom flat, you're talking 150 grand, and to buy it up here, it's like 60 grand. You know what I mean?
That's like, I'm wrong, obviously.
If you're living
London,
somewhere cheap,
it's
fine.
because of what it is. It's in London, but like if you can get a place just outside of London for half the price,
Aye, you're right in the
commute in,
middle, man,
then
aye.
I think you're off your nut. Buying one in London.
Nah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't for sure.
Like, see, even if like you won major money or whatever, I would still not stay in London.
Do you know where I would really want to live? And it's you need to be like a billionaire to live there. Maybe not a billionaire. No. Monaco. Monaco is nuts, man. Have you ever seen anything about Monaco?
Yeah, I've seen a few things.
So it's like it's the richest city in the world, and like the cheapest place to rent. It's like country. The cheapest place to rent is like 20 grand a week, maybe more than that, to be fair. And you need to have a minimum of something like
You have
50
to like
million in your
so
bank
many millions
at all
before you
times.
can rent.
It's nuts, so it is, man. But imagine being in a position where you can go to Monaco. Like, you need to be rich as fuck.
The thing is, see if you stayed in Monaco, like if I was the type that had the money and I stayed in Monaco, it would be my luck at the time I had to go to the shop to get something. It'd be during the fucking Grand Prix and I couldn't get out. Like, fuck, staying somewhere that the full street gets shifting.
What the fuck's going on here? Nah, you don't know.
Oh, and someone's just ran across. Oh, he's just got out of the shop.
Oh, it's brilliant, man. No, you would know it was on. You would definitely know it was on, especially if you're living there.
the challenge that we're going to be doing with each other then. So that's what we do when I'm in the middle of explaining it, you just do the wee chapter. That's what we do, chapter. Right, so keep that in.
Ah, right, okay, right, okay.
So we're going to challenge each other because we would do movies, so Stephen's going to give me a movie, I'm going to give him a movie, and then on the next record we're going to challenge each other to actually see how much we paid attention to the movie.
Absolutely.
So I'm looking forward to winning this challenge because
Because
Stephen
you're going
is
to
going
pick
to
something
feel
that
it.
I just don't, I'm not interested in, man. I'm going to
That's
be sitting like 10 minutes at, right, okay, fair enough.
Alright, I already know I'm going to be watching Labyrinth.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm a bit older for you than that, sorry. But
I'm not
get
watching
into
that
it now.
fucking women, children and
No, we'll come back.
I don't know why my hand went up.
That was a great shout, that was a good eye, mate. No, we'll see.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
So
looking forward to this.
I'll let you go first. I want to see what my poison's going to be.
Nah, I can't. Well, I'm going to think of one first. I can't think of one off it. So, well, give me
You
yours.
just went, oh,
No,
as if you had
but
one.
I'm going to be thinking of ones. Like I've got an amalgamation of ideas that are going to be in my head. So I'm going to like pick one and then I'm going to make you watch it.
Okay. Well, in that case then, if you're going to play it that way, let's think of a movie for you to watch. Let's think. Okay. How about, I'll go easy on you with this one then. Why don't you watch Halloween, the original?
What, the one that was out in like 19, was it 80? No.
1970 something.
70 something?
77 I think, yeah. 76.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Alright.
Can do that.
What am I getting mad at you? Pick an actual movie, don't pick something like the Teen Titans movie or something like that.
The Borrows.
Oh, the Borrows. Have you seen the Borrows?
Borrow's fucking great.
Oh, it's a class film.
See that boy get stuck in the shade?
It's a good movie. That's a great movie.
The Ringer. I'm not watching The Ringer.
Oh, The Ringer's a class film and all that. One of John Knoxville's classics.
I actually watched that last
Ah,
night.
oh, did you? Ah, brilliant, man, absolutely. I could count the title.
Who's he?
Oh, I love it.
What is the name he has in it? Is it just Joey?
Jeffy.
No,
Jeffy.
Jeffy.
Jeffrey Dahmer, that's it. It's like,
No.
Jeffrey, what, Dahmer.
That was brilliant, man.
Oh.
That was one of my favourites, man. I really like. Oh, Anotherhood. You need to watch Anotherhood. You need to watch it. You need to watch. No, he needs to watch it, man. Who's on the phone? Down.
Okay.
That'll be the challenge set for it.
I mean, I've got it in the house, so...
Have
I
you
can
actually?
watch it.
Fantastic.
I told you
good
that
stuff.
last week.
I want to borrow it off you then, because I've always watched it on YouTube and it's always at a sync, so it does my tits in.
I mean,
It's one that I always put on at night time, man.
I mean, there's one on YouTube for free anyway.
Aye, but that's what I'm saying, it's always at a sync whenever I watch it.
Like your ears slow.
No, but it's irritating because what they're saying comes after, like the visual comes after what they've said. So
You watched the start of it last week and it was working fine.
we never paid attention to them actually. Oh no, that was clips we watched, and then we put the start on so you could see the can getting hit off their heads. You didn't see them talking; they're just walking.
Yeah. Even though I'm pretty sure we did hear Tyrone saying something like "get out the fucking way" or something like
And then picked somebody up and proceeded to throw them.
that. Okay.
It's in the first like 2 minutes, 3 minutes of the movie too.
Right, that's fine. I'll watch that.
Smashing.
And what are we calling it? 3 questions each. You want to up it to 5?
5 to 5, it'll be more interesting. Then you'll actually be because you could ask like 3 simple questions and it'll be easy just to get it off your little trailer. So try and pick something like it's individual about the film. I think that's going to be the bit. I can't wait for the next episode to listen to it. So I've got a couple of crackers and we're going to lie.
Okay. I'm buzzing for this. To be fair, I've got quite a while to do it anyway because
that's true.
you're off to sunny Spain.
I'm on annual leave from work and the podcast, so I'm flying out to Mallorca, which was confirmed today because I was just speculating because I didn't actually know what I was going to. I'm not joking.
Just
man. I
knew
knew
he
I
was
was
going to
on holiday. Aye, that's right.
Where are you going on holiday?
Down to
Spain.
Manchester, flying out to Spain, and I'm going to be in the sun for 10 days.
I mean, even like no matter where I was going, I would want to know where I was going.
I don't really care. I'm just happy to be going on holiday, mate. I'm not going to lie. Free beer and sun. Like you can't ask for any more than that.
And you tell me it's going to be free beer.
It's all inclusive.
So you're only going to stick in the hotel?
No, but it's free beer, isn't it? It's still free beer.
In the hotel?
But is it free? Well,
in the
technically it's not
hotel?
free because you've paid for it, but
But you're paying for it to be in the hotel. Are you telling me you're not going to go out to any bars?
probably.
So is there going to be free beer there?
Probably. Because my damage paid for it.
But then it's not free beer.
So that's to me because I've not paid for it.
Oh shit, mate. So, yep, that's been AhfurPodSake with me, Declan, and Stephen. So he's just going to let you know some of the socials, stuff like that, like share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and on to Stephen.
Exactly the same as what you said. I think it might be at the bottom, so just keep an eye out for it if you can. I'm just looking at a producer to confirm. We've got it on Instagram. We're going to be coming to Twitter soon, and we're on Facebook as well. So just keep an eye out for posts.
Coming to Twitter soon.
Yeah,
Like it's a fucking.
I'm letting
early
you deal with that.
2000s.
To be fair, man.
Oh, I know.
Coming to Twitter near you.
So just look out for it, guys, and thanks for watching. Peace.